Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. I'm Fitriani Ardila from MJP2A. I will be your tour guide and I will tell you a story about the Phinisi boat. So, the first I will explain there are 4 points about the Phinisi boat. The storytelling I will tell you. The first one is Phinisi boat history. Which is there are who is the maker of the Phinisi and when was it first made and where was the first Phinisi ship made and the last in Phinisi ship function and the second point is the currently of Phinisi boat, which is there is current functions and the characteristic of currently Phinisi, and the third point is Phinisi boat type. There are traditional Phinisi, its shape and characteristic, and modern Phinisi, and the last is its shape and characteristic of Phinisi boat. And the last point is Phinisi's uniqueness or specialties. There is a Phinisi shipbuilding ritual and Phinisi shipbuilding technique. So, the first point I will tell you a storytelling about Phinisi boat history. Phinisi past. The history of the Phinisi ship begins with its construction in the 4th century AD by a crown prince named Sawe who came from the Luwu kingdom. At that time, the first Phinisi boat was made using raw materials from a tree known as the Welegrang tree or the tree of the gods. On Thursday, 7 December 2017, the Indonesian Phinisi ship became a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage which had been designated in Paris, France. According to the mythology of the Tanah Beru people in South Sulawesi, the beginning of making Phinisi ships was when their ancestors made a larger boat to sail the ocean. The boat was to be used to carry merchandise and also to catch fish. The second point, currently Phinisi. The currently Phinisi now is added in the era of globalization. The Phinisi as a freighter has changed its function into a luxury commercial cruise ship or expedition financed by local and foreign investors. With luxurious interiors and equipped with diving equipment, water games for marine tourism, and a crew that is trained and strengthened with modern technique. One of the newest examples of luxury yachts is the Sea Luna sailing under the flag. Like many other types of traditional boats, the Phinisi have been equipped with motors mostly since the 17th and mostly since the 19th and 70 years. This has changed the appearance of the ship, comparable to modern domes. The masts have been shortened or removed when the deck cranes disappear completely, while structures on deck, usually AFT, have been enlarged for crew and passengers. By the early 1970s, thousands of Phinisi Polaris ships measuring up to 200 tons of cargo, the largest commercial sailing fleet in the world at that time, had contacted all corners of the Indian Ocean and become the backbone of people's commerce. The Phinisi was modified into a dive-carrying vessel by foreign investors for tourism purposes. One example is that the boat was used as a pit stop for the Amazing Race. The third point is Phinisi boat type. Phinisi boats are usually divided into two types, namely Lambda Phinisi and Palari Phinisi. For Lambda Phinisi, tend to be more modern than Palari Phinisi. The hallmark of the Phinisi Lambda or Lambo, the modern, lies in its slightly different shape and equipped with a diesel motor or PLM. In terms of size, the Lambda Phinisi also tends to be larger than the other Phinisi, so that more loads and goods can be transferred. The hallmark of the Phinisi Polari, or the traditional one, lies in the curved shape of the keel, and it still uses a secondary screen as a driving force for the Phinisi's movement. Phinisi Polari, now known as the initial form of the Phinisi, measuring 10 to 15 meters with a maximum carrying capacity of 30 tons. Phinisi Polari still relies on sails in the middle of the sea based on the strength of the wind and is known as the traditional Phinisi. The fourth point is the uniqueness of the Phinisi shape. The philosophical ritual in making the Phinisi shape is like the process of making children. The process begins with the union of two large pieces of wood as the keel or the main body of the ship, which is united with the husband and wife. Then only developed in the manufacture of ship hulls and other ship parts, so no blueprints. The prior procession takes place at every stage, including from the beginning with the Barzanji ceremony and Kenduri before starting the shipbuilding process. And then before the process of making the hull, the community will perform a prayer ceremony and feast again, and the traditional elders will lead the procession. Then when it is launched into the sea, it is like the process of giving birth to a baby, and the launch of the ship into the sea. A Panritalopi will lead and pray that everything goes smoothly and beneficially, and safely sails the ocean. Then, in the process of opening the ship to the sea, which is also traditional, this unique ritual will involve many people, even up to about hundreds of people who will finish the Phinisi ship that has reached the sea manually using mines. With the involvement of many people and various rituals, it is not surprising that the cost of making this traditional ship also requires a lot of money. Phinisi shipbuilding technique, the making of one of the proud ships of Indonesia tends to be unique because it is different from shipbuilding in general. The name of the manufacturing technique is called the inlet frame after the hull is formed. Even in the search for wood raw materials for ships, one has to look for good days, which is to look for wood on the 5 and 7 days of the current month. The number 5 in the Bugis language symbolizes naparilimai dalena, which means sustenance is in hand. Meanwhile, the number 7 symbolizes the purpose of daletna, which means always getting sustenance. The number 5 in the Bugis language symbolizes naparilimai daletna, which means sustenance is in hand. Meanwhile, the number 7 symbolizes the purpose of daletna, which means always getting sustenance. Due to the fact that the forest is no longer as dense as it was in the past, wood is no longer obtained from the forest but must be purchased from a wood warehouse. In fact, not infrequently also imported from other islands outside Sulawesi. Good wood is wood that is large and is quite old. After finding good wood, the next step is to cut the wood. After the wood is cut, it is not immediately cut into large blocks for the keel or boards for the hull. However, before that, the wood must first be dried for some time so that it is easier to cut. After drying, the wood is cut into pieces as needed. Then the wood or raw materials are assembled into a board. How to assemble it is to install the keel and the board. Once one installed and then caulking. So the climax of my storytelling is the Phinisi ship is a special ship. This ship is made by expert hands without using the help of modern equipment. All parts of the ship are made of wood and assembled without using nails. Also made of wood, this ship is able to withstand the brunt of the waves and storms on the high seas. Yes, so I think that's it about my storytelling, and I'm sorry if I said something wrong or have a mistake in my explanation. Thank you for you guys' attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.